It's 3, 2, 1, and pills.
This is round two, so the level block will be 8 through 11, and it looks like Watchmuh is the first out of the gate. And here comes Frank.
I don't recall, Packy, do you, if Watchmuh is a keyboard player or a controller player?
I am not sure personally, but if I had to judge just by looking at him right now, I'd say controller.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think so as
I've
well, but
certainly
I'm
been
I'm
I've
not
certainly been
certain.
wrong before. All right, now what Watchman has going is Aspire in column 5. Nice little undertuck there to take out the double yellow arrangement there.
I think you would
He might
love to
not
have. Oh, go ahead.
he might not that might not have been intentional. I think he misflipped that yellow blue in row number 4. Might have been trying to set up ultimately for the horizontal for the two blues in columns 2 and 6. Now he's going to start attacking.
And he decides to go vertically on those reds in column 5. I wasn't sure if he was setting up for a horizontal on the double reds on 7 and 8, but all in all, it doesn't really matter too much as our players are practically tied with a slight advantage going to Frank for being a little bit slower to get the start.
So far it's pretty much dead even, but there's some serious need for blues on the part of or reds on the part of Watchman right now. Frank's out at about a minute 44, and with a few more reds, Watchman is going to be out at 153, so only a 9-second difference. If you
Yeah,
take their
not the
typical clear rate, that's about 3 or 4 viruses.
it's not the speed we're used to seeing from either player. As Frank gets a nice swim in there on his column 1. Uh, we're used to seeing both these players get a little closer to that 130 mark. They're not too far off of it, but got to wonder what the doctors got planned for them.
Yeah, we shall see. So far, so good on this level 9. There might be a bit of wall play going on Watchman's board right here because the left and right columns look like they might be a problem down the line, but he cuts down column 1 a little bit to help keep everything neat and tidy.
And that double yellow really helped him out there so that it reduced any drop time, which is usually the problem when it comes to those walls on the edge of the board. Gets his left side
Yeah.
cleared as Frank keeps his lead about the same as it was. It's very slight, but honestly, both these players just giving us a good show, and we'll be out of 7 pretty quickly here.
Watchman's working with a pretty tough board. He was hamstrung by a lack of reds, and he really needed reds to take care of the right half of his board.
I really like that
So
play
far, though,
too.
he's doing a pretty good job of working through it.
Yeah, he's got those blues sitting on top there, waiting to drop down when he gets this double red cleared from underneath. Misses a tuck there. I
Look,
don't think it was anything but a miss.
yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a missed tuck right there. So now he's going to have to clear it the old-fashioned way. So
And
Watchma's end game proving to be a bit tricky right now.
and that's given Frank a
What?
bit of an opportunity to really just take some free time and see what he can do with this level 10. Uh, his watch map
That is a
just
great
a
level
touch up
10 to work
before.
with.
Yeah, he's making pretty short work of it. Goes with some
Yeah,
garbage just so he can get this clear. And it may not actually be garbage, depending on what the doctor gives him in the way of nasty for that double yellow. Looks like he is going to take it that way. And yeah, everything's just coming up Frank right now.
yeah, this level 10 is not a problem at all for Frank. There's just everything's just falling into place wonderfully, and he's really not going to have any serious difficulty getting out of this one. He's completely free and clear on all his viruses already. Interesting that he decides to go horizontal, but now he decides to go vertical because the pills just kind of dictated that. Because no yellows, you might as well just take the one option it gives you.
And meanwhile, on Watchman's board, um, he's running into some difficulty. There's a big old staircase of red on his upper right, and it's really, like you said earlier, it's hamstringing him. He's had just a lot of garbage that he's had to use, and interesting that he's not decided to use that red blue to kind of clear down some of the stuff going on at the top. But this double red's going to be just a godsend for him. Uh, yeah, it's going to be tough to come
Woo!
back from this, as apparently Frank's doing something amazing that I'm not watching.
There was a big T that he dropped that really cleaned out the middle of his board. He's really just tearing through level 11 like it's no big deal.
Yeah, that's a little closer to what we've been expecting to see from these players. They're both, like we said earlier, really good players, and seeing these really quick times, it's what you expect. These guys are some of the best in this game. So, uh, got Watchman out at a 622, but Frank down to just 11 viruses, and oh, an opportunity for a nice long clear at the bottom there. And again,
Yeah,
just
man, Frank is just hitting all the right buttons right now,
yeah,
and
he
you can watch
is.
him do it right there on his hand cam.
Wow. At a
We are looking at a
630.
630. Woo!
What do you do? What do you do?
You just do the best you can.
Yeah.
That's all you can do, man.
Oh, I'd have been happy to get that in a 6 through 9. This is an 8 through 11. Just
That
phenomenal.
630 ties Sarah Sparkle for second on the all-time 8 through 11 hot times list.
Do I even need to ask who's got the number one hot time? Oh, I won't make you
Go
say.
ahead, actually.
Was it not you?
It it was actually Influx.
Oh, okay. One of the other usual suspects.
Surprise! Yeah. Watchman gonna go ahead and finish out this level 11.
And he absolutely should. He's still going to get a really solid time on this one, even after the doctor really messed with him in that level 10. But uh, yeah, he's going to have himself a pretty good run here. He might even get this pair of blues horizontally. I think he might.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
When
definitely the way he's angling. I don't blame him one bit.
Yeah, when you get beat like that, sometimes just clearing out the rest of the viruses anyway, even if you're a ways behind, it provides a sort of catharsis.
Yeah, it's an 8-10. That's just a beast of a set of levels from Frank. And now we're gonna see what they do for game two.
Just take a deep breath, have yourself a drink, and get ready for round two.
Absolutely. Great play from both these players.
Frank is ready.
Watchman gives the ready as well. It's 3, 2, 1 pills.
We're off with game two. Watchman needs to win to stay alive, and with a win, Frank will advance to the semifinals.
Watchman
Good
first one
start
out.
for Yeah. I mean, there's
Yeah,
nothing in columns 7 and 8 save for one red virus. So we'll see how he does effectively a narrow playing field.
with
But
Frank.
one good thing about that though is that you essentially have a garbage chute for pills that you absolutely have no use for.
Oh, definitely. On Frank's side, he's just now getting to access to reds. he was very much out of that access for a while there. But again, the doctor kind of smiling on him a little bit as he did not get too many pill halves that were red. And the ones that he has gotten, well, he's found places to put them.
Nice T clear from Watchmuh.
So these two, again, pretty close, but again, Frank with the advantage of starting his board second, and now the advantage of not being sitting with nothing but reds as Watchman is. Luckily, looks like the doctor's going to throw some reds his way as Frank down to his last virus, Watchman down to a pair, Frank out at a 129, Watchman out at a 136. We have ourselves a game.
Much better than the last level 8, that's for certain. Nice little horizontal there from Watchmuh to maintain his board in a very orderly fashion.
Frank opening up with a triple as well. These two are. Oh, I see what Frank's got in the pipe. I just wonder if he's going to get the pills for it. And he needs a yellow blue to do it the most efficiently. He decides to go for it with a red blue, but that was
I think, yeah, I think he chose not to trigger it with the red yellow because then that would make him dependent on a double.
yeah. He was hoping for the right pills, but deciding when is the right time to trigger your combos. That's a big gamble part of this game.
Frank playing the long game, going for this big horizontal right here, dropping into a quick double clear.
Well, I like this T is L clear coming up for Frank. As Watchman though keeping pace with him as it's just a few viruses difference. The real difference right now being that Frank had a lot of setups already ready to go and is almost going to have a completely clean board as he's out at a 255. Wow.
Watchman's setup really isn't bad either. He has access to basically every virus now and has pretty good color diversity. You just got to swallow a little bit of drop time. Now you just got to wait for a few more reds to move on to level 10.
On Frank's side, he
And
didn't go for another clear. Oh goodness, Doc, give the man some red.
oh,
Um,
come on, Doc.
there he
This
goes.
is
Ooh.
339 going into 10.
Early on, Frank had the opportunity for a big L clear with a bunch of reds just all lined up properly for him. I decided to go with something that I'd have to look back at the tape to see if it was the most efficient way to put it together. I was a little interested in it, but this is Frank. He's definitely a better player than I am at it, so I'll just have to assume that he knew exactly what he was doing.
I mean, it's a safe assumption to be honest with you, but right now there are some things that are kind of hinging on. Okay, there he's going to set up the horizontal and clear it right now. But there was a lot hinging on that blue horizontal, and it took him a little while to fire it off.
I know he'd love to have those blues done horizontally, but it's just not worth the time. As again, we're practically at a tie. Watchma is just blazing through this level 10, and he's got a lot of good setups going here. I think there's a chance that he might take the lead before this level's over.
Phenomenal level 10 for
Oh,
Watchman right now.
yes, this setup.
I like
He's
that move right
Yeah,
there.
he's
Yeah,
just
he
doing
needs
it
that red right there. Very good.
for the
Good foresight
fans.
by Watchman. There's also an 11-second difference between times, so we'll see how this plays out. But Frank is out at about what, a 506?
Yeah, I'd say they're in a virtual dead heat. I did not check the times whenever Watchman was finishing up though.
There is a lack of access for red for Watchman right now. That's a bit of a concern.
Yeah, he's gonna. Ah, yes, he's got it set up.
He's using it to build on top of that horizontal that he's waiting to pull the trigger on with the blue red.
Nice.
RNG is kind of forcing him to clear away some of that setup though.
But he's making some really nice clears, and now it's blue that he doesn't have access to. So we're gonna see what that looks like as Frank also just putting on another clinic. These two going back and forth, but Frank with only one blue left, and it is in his bottom corner. So if the doctor decides to be mean, this could be a long level for Frank. But so far, again, he's getting exactly what he needs. But here comes the double blues. Double blue blitz, the least common one, but not unheard of.
It's the least common one until it can
Oh yeah,
hurt.
yeah.
That's how it
Murphy's
is typically.
Murphy's law does take full effect in this game. Love this platform. Watchmuh setting up to try to get himself in a good position. Uh, Fortunately, I don't know if he's going to have enough.
He's just not quite getting exactly what he needs because he needs some specific setup. He has some pretty specific setups here, but Frank is out at 656, and
Wow.
that's going to be it.
So two sub sevens for Frank. Just lights out play, really good. And Watchman also no slouch either. He's going to get out of this one as soon as he gets a blue at 721. So GG's to both players.